In this video, we're going to talk about what to do if you've been charged with a felony in Kosciusko County, Indiana. About me, my name's Nathan Vining. I'm a criminal defense attorney in Indiana, and I have a lot of experience working with criminal cases in Kosciusko County and can help answer any questions for you and walk you through the process of what happens if you're charged with a felony and what you can do. So a felony can be one of the most daunting experiences. Felony is different than a misdemeanor. It holds a lot more penalties and can have a lot more ramifications on the long term because it's just a higher level of a crime. There's several levels of felonies in Indiana, and that's important to know. There's what's the highest, which is the level 1 felony, then all the way down to the lowest, which is a level 6 felony. And kind of how I walk people through this is level 6 is the lowest. A lot of times if somebody's charged with a level 6 felony, there's a lot that you can do. These felonies can be reduced to misdemeanors through plea negotiations or sentencing, and then also there's opportunity to be charged with lesser included. So you can have a level 6 that's ultimately turned into a misdemeanor post-sentencing, or you can get a plea agreement for a misdemeanor and just plead to a lesser charge. It's an opportunity with level 6. Then going up to level 5, that's a little bit more serious, where there's the advisory on a level 5 is 3 years of some kind of executed sentence. So I tell people level 6, a lot of times more of a community correction or probation type of sentence. With a level 5, you can still see these community corrections and probation type sentences, but there is also a risk of incarceration with a level 5, especially depending on where you are. Then it goes up to level 4, level 3, level 2, and level 1, where it just gets more and more serious depending on the level. So if you're charged with a felony, it's important to understand the evidence against you and know what you can do to pull that charge into the lower levels or even a misdemeanor. So the process if you're charged with a felony in Kosciusko County is first there's the initial hearing. This is where the court reads your rights, it advises you of what you've been charged with, and then sets further court dates. From there, you go into the discovery process. The state has evidence against you. They charge you with a crime. You need to see what this evidence is, and then you need to go out and to get evidence on your own to see what you can do to show the state that maybe they got the story wrong, or there's factual issues with your case, or your rights were violated. So you want to do discovery and pretrial motions to uphold your rights and find factual issues in the case. And then from there, a lot of times there's pretrial conferences. These are the steps that keep the case moving forward. A lot of times you may have 2, 3, 4 pretrial conferences in the course of a case. This is a chance for the state and your attorney to meet and go over issues, continue negotiations, and continue working the case out. And then from there, you either reach a plea agreement or you go to trial, and that's the last step of the felony process in Kosciusko County. It's important to know that you need to partner with your attorney in these kinds of cases. You need to go and work with them to make sure they know your story, know what happened that night so they can see if your rights have been violated. But then also, it's important to work on doing some damage control if you've been charged with a felony. Because if you're ultimately going to do a plea, go to trial, and maybe face a sentencing someday, you want to show the judge why you deserve some leniency. So say if it's a battery case, you can do a batterers intervention program. If it's a substance abuse case, you can do some substance abuse treatment. You want to show the judge why you deserve leniency. So if you don't have a job, get schooling. I always say make it as hard as possible for the judge to want to send you to jail, because that would take you off a path that you maybe have not been on before, but you're now on, or you don't want them to take you off that path. You can do a lot just on your own outside of the factual case to help get a better outcome in a felony case. So potential outcome, you can go to trial, you can win, you can get a dismissal. You also could potentially be convicted and sentenced. There's a lot of risks with a felony. There's also potential for diversion programs, plea agreements, and even with some felonies, like a level 6, you can reduce it to a misdemeanor. So legal representation can help you a lot in this kind of case. I would always recommend talking to an attorney, reviewing the situation, because there's a lot of risk with a felony. So if you have questions, feel free to give me a call or text me. I have experience working in this county. I can answer any questions you have and walk you through what we can do in your situation.